What's up, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome back to another Let's Play Europa Universalis 4. We have just finished up our war inside Kazan, and though we had a rocky start, it was obviously a very Pyrrhic victory. Unfortunately, we went from positive around 10,000 manpower down to negative 15,000. And it's going to take quite a while for us to regrow our manpower and our economy. So let's go ahead, try to get Perm into a vassalization. And supposedly, I don't know if that's going to be possible. Because even though we just annexed them, it looks like we now technically own their cores, which doesn't make sense because they no longer exist and we annex them. What about Bashkiria? They don't want to be annexed, potentially because of our distance between borders, which isn't necessarily true, but it is what it is. We took a variety of provinces. We took Penza, 8 development. We took Kazan, which was 15, and we also took this very small province with 9 development as well. Looks like I could support the independence of Sweden, but I am absolutely ravaged by war, and I don't want to necessarily do anything too dangerous. I'm going to wait until the 1st of next month, and then going to gain a little bit of administrative power. Our war exhaustion will dip, and let's core all 4 of those new territories. And I kind of want to go ahead and find those Streltsy regiments and just disband them all together because they're not necessarily needed. And Streltsy are basically, they're good units, don't get me wrong, but they come at a cost. Because they were free, unfortunately my stability modifiers are going to be affected by that. So all we're really doing is waiting for our manpower to regrow and rekindle. I would like some additional income. However, I'm obviously very concerned about a lot of these rebel factions. Obviously, over time, this war exhaustion will tick away. Let's try to reduce our army maintenance for now, and let's mothball these forts. And we are still losing money. Here we go. We're making 1.59 ducats every single month. I'm going to try to consolidate these troops. And I'm going to speed up the clock here because I think, unfortunately, in this time period, we're not really going to be doing anything too great. Looks like we're not going to be doing anything conquest-wise. Looks like we also have influenza, which is very, very sad. I could quarantine the port, lose 50 admin, or basically I could risk having the influenza spread. I think what I'm going to have to do is take the administrative hit and quarantine the port. The last thing I want to have happen is for influenza to spread across the empire. Let's go ahead and improve relations with Pskov. And I want to annex Perm. Don't think it's going to be possible, so therefore I'm probably going to have to just declare war on both of these guys. Can I get Bashkiri? Still no. You would think if we improved relations, but negative 137 reasons is, not going to do us any real favors anytime soon. Let's look at Yaroslav. I also want to improve relations with you. We are on speed 5, so things are ticking along nicely, at least in our favor. And our next goal is to conquer Novgorod, incorporate Yaroslav, or create a proper fleet. I think my number 1 priority is to conquer Novgorod, and the reason why is we get more manpower recovery, yearly prestige, and we are going to gain a bunch of free taxation, production, and manpower in Mesna. We have a national epic. We can get a bunch of free prestige, or we could lose 5 prestige. I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to spend a little bit of the admin and a little bit of ducats, and basically we're going to have a high prestige, at least for now. And just like that, we've gained a bunch of free casus bellis against the territory of Novgorod. Unfortunately, because we have negative manpower, I don't think I'm going to do anything just yet. My number 1 priority is probably going to get the humanist idea policy squared away. I would also like to go ahead and hire potentially somebody better than a philosopher. I'm going to retire you, spend a little bit of money. I would like a treasurer, another philosopher. I do not want that. Maybe a philosopher, maybe somebody like a natural scientist, but unfortunately, let's do it. I don't want to waste more money than I need to. And it looks like we now have the ability to basically go ahead and, I said I was going to do humanist ideas. If I went with something like quantity ideas, I would really never run out of manpower, and I think we would have, obviously, a lot more troops. Our land maintenance modifier would be a lot cheaper. However, if I went with influence ideas, I would definitely be able to grab some more territory. and basically people will like me a little bit more. But I think what I'm going to do is probably do humanist ideas. Unfortunately, this is going to be expensive. It's going to require a lot of administrative power. And I said I wasn't going to do this, but I absolutely think it's necessary. Let's go ahead and find our king. We have wasted about a decade waiting for this king to die. We're going to lose 20 legitimacy and 50 prestige, but it needs to happen. And just like that, we now have our new heir. Has become king. We basically gained 3 extra diplomatic power every single month and 3 extra military power. Now, at the cost of 50 prestige and 20 legitimacy, that was quite dangerous. We also lost the stability as well, so let's grab that stability back. And basically, I do get a little nervous from time to time. However, that small investment will certainly pay off. Unfortunately, I'm not sure. Could my king have died in the next 2 or 3 months? I don't really know. We already waited a decade, and I don't know if I really wanted to wait that much longer. We have some other rebels in Novgorod. Because I don't want to deal with them at all, we will probably just go ahead, find Novgorod. Ooh, you know what? Let's just put some troops on top. And see if we can, not only gain our manpower back, but also try to improve army maintenance and wipe them out that way. Novgorod is the only province that we're still having trouble with. Still on speed 5, and unfortunately 0.01 unrest, so that might still tick away. Once we get into the 1st of January, some of the unrest will dive down. Once these cores are done, the unrest will dissipate as well. And there we go. So therefore, these Novgorodian separatists are ticking away. We also can invest in new technology. I am still trying my best to get as much production as possible. I probably should go ahead and utilize the support Orachina. We will impact the progress for all rebel factions by 30%. I think I am going to go ahead and utilize that. And now, therefore, bring my army maintenance down to about 5%, as we are now making a surplus of income and still waiting for a lot of our troops to just regrow. And we're improving relations with our vassals, as we are going to try to annex them in time. And it looks like we now have a new heir. Not bad, a 442. And our queen is just god-awful, but I think that's fine. Let's improve the marketplace, because we can. We can now obviously build marketplaces. I could have swore we've already been able to do that. Where is the build your own empire button? Here it is, somewhere over here. I could have swore we've been able to build marketplaces already, but I guess that's fine. That might have been a new change or new implementation that I wasn't aware of. And finally, we have excess manpower. Even though it says we're still down 3,232 men, technically we're down about 2,200 because you got to add and subtract. But we are still growing. Very soon, I kind of want to declare war on Perm and either vassalize them or maybe... I think we're just going to conquer them, if that's even possible. Let's go ahead and get the Aquabus, or the Arquebus. We're going to get new cavalry, much better tactics, better infantry fire, better infantry shock, and we're going to unlock the barracks, which will be nice as well. And finally, we are officially ahead of time with our military technology. Let's change our cavalry out, and now I would say that we're a pretty powerful force to be reckoned with. And part of me also wants to go ahead and vassalize Crimea, but they're just so far away, and I'm not necessarily sure that that's really our best option. Looks like Kazan is going to be revolting sometime soon, and there's really nothing we can do about it because we don't necessarily have... well, you know what we could do? If we improved autonomy, this would go to 5.3, and if we had humanist ideas, we could try to stomp out these rebels, or at least a few of them. Unfortunately, we don't have that option. So I think what we're going to try to do is we're going to get humanist ideas, then we're going to get influence ideas. We probably need to dip in somewhere to military ideas with our third idea. And more importantly, I think we would get offensive ideas rather than quantity ideas. Because, you know, I don't know. I really like having generals that aren't garbage. And obviously having a permanent shock and a permanent fire and permanent discipline would be really great. Defensive ideas would save me a lot of money. That might be a good option as well. Can we begin our integration of Yaroslav? I think we can. Let's begin. How long will it take? 1474, so about 4 years. And Kazan here is going to be a thorn in our side. Let's unlock humanist ideas. Religious unity. Unfortunately, we are going to have to pay a little bit extra because of our corruption. That'll tick away in time. And we have some Perminian separatists that I don't want to deal with either, but there's nothing we can do. Let's also grant monopoly charters. I also want to go ahead and give Neva here, or some other provinces, to the bourgeoisie. And basically what I want to do is I want to improve their influence. I don't think it's really possible yet. This province is a inland center of trade, and therefore giving it to the merchant class will therefore improve a lot of bonuses. How much influence are we going to get? 42.1. So now that we're over the 40% threshold, we can now get a free minister. The goal is to get over 50% influence because these ask for contributions and demand diplomatic support will actually double. So 56 ducats will probably go to something better. 56 to 113, and then 50 to 100 diplomatic power. I'm going to take both of these, and we kind of want to do the same thing with the clergy, but it's obviously going to be pretty hard to do. Let's give Yuriev to the clergy, and let's take a quick glance. We can now recruit an inquisitor, which I think I will do, and I will now demand administrative support. Can I get that very cheap inquisitor? Yes, I can. And we are now going to try to convert some. We can't do it because, unfortunately, we don't have enough missionary strength. So one thing that we could have done is we could have gotten religious ideas, and it would have made things a lot easier. But let's go ahead. We are going to have to deal with these rebels. So everybody is now going to head to Vetluga, losing 56 ducats. It's going to be a little bit of a challenge removing these 18,000 troops. I don't want to take attrition if we don't need to. You are going to go here, and we are basically all going to assault in the next turn. Military access from a bunch of countries, sure, why not? I'm going to, send out military access. I don't really want to be involved in those wars. All of our troops look like they're ready to go. And some leaders have actually died already, which I'm surprised about. Can I hire one more? Yes, I can. You're not garbage, which is good. And we're going to have to swing on down to Permian territories as well. We lost 2,000 troops. Swinging you on over. And let's gain 50 admin at the cost of some patriarch authority. You're going to go here, you are going to go here, and you are going to go to here and there. Okay, we are now still at negative manpower, which I don't like. Now we finally have local tradition. So now for the rest of the game, national unrest is down by 2. Now it's not a lot, don't get me wrong, but if we play correctly and we do utilize our troops and we do utilize our local autonomy, we should be able to make a massive difference. Let's also go ahead and get a diplomatic advisor. Unfortunately, these are actually quite expensive. Don't need this commandant. He's taking up a lot of money. And I don't even have money to hire a new one, or at least hire somebody cheaper. So let's go ahead and get some morale of armies for 50% cheaper. Actually, 75% cheaper. And therefore, we're still losing money, which is not good. But our manpower is going to basically improve over time. Now, it looks like Kazan is being assaulted. I would like to go ahead and declare war on Novgorod. Don't think I will, though, just yet. I mean, don't get me wrong, I've got some vassals that'll do a lot of the dirty work. I'm just out of money, and I don't really want to do anything too dangerous or cocky. Let's send some troops up. Don't get me wrong, we're taking strides, but had I have had more manpower against that war with Kazan, I would have definitely, taken a lot more territory. And, we had 99% war score, and it looks like, Bashkiri is now... See, that was dumb. You're now a tributary state of Nogai. Not really what I was looking forward to. Are we at positive manpower? Positive 250. There's nothing really we can do. Let's find Pskov. Can we begin an annexation? Probably. I don't know. We're not doing anything, so might as well try to utilize our diplomatic power while we're just sitting back and waiting. And it looks like Lithuania is getting eaten alive. It would be rather fun and rather exciting to declare war on Lithuania, maybe take a few of their provinces, or maybe release some nations. But it looks like the Great Horde is going to be growing and growing and growing. So I think one of our biggest goals is to probably declare war on Kazan. And if I can somehow get Kazan to be my vassal, I can release some territories back to them. They obviously hate me. I would like to get Crimea as a vassal as well, but they're just so far away. I can't even really declare war on them because they don't have any allies. They used to be allied to Kazan. Still on speed 5. I get things are going rather quickly, and, you know, I'm working on that, don't get me wrong. But pretty much all we're doing is making money. I want to repay this loan. I want to get some manpower. And we are going to try to finish up our mission. Let's hire another galley. We're going to finish up our mission to basically take Novgorod. And we're going to gain some manpower recovery, which should be nice. National unrest and yearly corruption reductions for 10 years. Okay. So we owe 232 ducats, and we're making 2.5 ducats every single month. I think what I'm going to do is declare war pretty much right now. And once all of our troops are prepped and ready to go, we are going to try to take over every single province within Novgorod, if that's even possible. And if I need to, I could vassalize them. They have a lot of territory. I don't know if it's going to be possible, but we're certainly going to try. Let's go ahead and get 5 Patriarch Authority. We also now have the ability to get Tolerance of Heretics, and therefore, because we now have 3 Humanist Ideas, we can now unlock National Taxation Modifiers, plus 10%. No, we don't have a Diplomat, and we can't do anything until 1475. That's sad. Well, I guess while we're waiting, army maintenance can go all the way down. Let's re-mothball these forts and just let the game tick on by. We're making money, don't get me wrong. We're not really in a bad position. I would like another diplomat, though. It would make things a lot easier. And we also have the ability to remove a lot of autonomy in some provinces, so I think I will do that, as we will now make a lot more money. And it looks like Muscovy gains absent merchant rather than losing 10 diplomatic support, so I think I will do that. I would really like basic financial instruments because we would get trade efficiency plus 5%, and I really need to embrace the Renaissance, but that is nowhere near our country. As you can see, a lot of countries have embraced the Renaissance, like France and Aragon, Naples, the Papal States. The Ottomans have as well, and it looks like Crimea has as well. So basically, it is going to begin moving very, very slowly into a lot of these territories. One thing that I probably should do is find my capital. If I have, I think what it is, if I have up to a province with 30 development, I should be able to grow exponentially. I'm not really sure where my strongest developmental province is. I wonder if I could find that out. Let's see. Development. My strongest developmental province is Moscow with 17. And if I could somehow get that up to 30, we would do a lot better. Let's go ahead and improve the military power a few times, as much as we can. Diplomatic power a few times as well. And let's get one more diplomatic power. So now we're at 30 development, and therefore I think we are now going to unlock this a large city. So we're going to get a lot more splendor. And then once we have a lot more splendor, we are going to be getting... So we need 800 splendor, if that makes any sense. And because we now unlocked this icon, we're getting another +2. So we've gained a 200% and 300% increase. No, 200% increase. And let's see. We could unlock any of these things in red, as we will probably get war taxes cost reduction. I definitely would like to have that. Every single war we have, it'll be a lot easier to, you know, pay off some of these loans. Okay, our annexation has been successful. These 4,000 troops are going to make their way to the north. I don't really want this castle. I am going to destroy it. And can we repay this loan? Yes, we can. And I am going to bring our army maintenance up just a little bit as we prepare for our war. We only have about 10,000 troops, which I guess is fine. Let's actually get our army maintenance all the way to the top. And we are going to be declaring war here in any minute now. All of our troops have a leader, which is great news. Declaring a war on Shenkursk. Still don't have full manpower, and we are in the middle of winter, which is scary. Let's go ahead, declare our war. Go ahead and bring us down to speed 4, or maybe even speed 3. And we are going to go ahead and end this episode here. Thank you all so much for joining me. It really does mean a lot. I hope you all have an awesome day, and I will see you in our next adventure.